So here we are with my top 5 steam locomotives of 2025. Once again, this list only features British locomotives and you absolutely agree or disagree with my opinions. Thank you. Number 5. North Eastern Railway 3cc class or LNER D19 class. This engine is one of my recent discovered ones, and oh my god, I fell in love with it. It's a 440, which is my favorite wheel configuration. It has outside cylinders. It has everything to caught my attention. Brief backstory. The 3cc class was a compound 440 locomotive designed by Wilson Warsdale and built in 1893. Who's looking for an alternative basis for their ideal Edward? Here you go. It's basically a compound expansion version of the previous M1 class. Who's looking for an alternative basis for their ideal Overall, I really like the D19. It looks very stylish, very elegant, and overall, it's my favorite LNER engine. Number 4. Great Western Railway 3800 County Class. Haha, look who's back at my top 5. Everyone's favorite Churchward's Rough Riders. If you remember correctly, the counties had taken the 3rd place in my very first top 5, but was completely absent in my second top 5 of 2024. But now, it's back. 3800 was a class of 40 440 locomotives designed by George Jackson Churchward for the Great Western Railway and built between 1904 and 1912. Again, it's a 440 with outside cylinders. But that's not the only reason I like it. It's also very stylish looking, but it's also unique in its design. Because can you name me any other 440 Great Western locomotive with outside cylinders? No? Anyone? That's what I Oh, for goodness sake! Number 3. London, Brighton and South Coast Railway I2 class. Boo! How can you like it? Ooh, it's the reason why the E2 have crab boilers. Yeah, I'm sure it's very important information, but can you shut the f up? This thing looks outstanding. The E2s is a shit anyway. The I2s was a class of 442 tank engines designed by Douglas Marsh for suburban passenger trains on the LBSCR and built between 1907 and 1909. Last 5 members of the class receive a superheated boilers and classified as the I4. Yeah, I have to admit they are quite the failures. But oh my god, I just can't get over their looks. They look amazing. I'm officially announcing LBSCR I2, my favorite tank engine. At number 2 we have an engine that you're all familiar with, and I think most of you agree that this just has to be in everyone's top 5. Great Western Railway 2900 Saints class. The same second spot as always. The Saints are my second favorite steam engines. Yeah, you can definitely see that. I don't know why I like the Saints so much, more than Counties at least, which is basically a 440 version of the Saints. The Saints were designed by George Jackson Churchward and built between 1902 and 1913, with first 13 examples built as an Atlantics, but rebuilt into a 10-wheelers in 1913. I don't know about you, but I personally prefer the Atlantics over 10-wheelers. Yes, the 10-wheelers is based, but Atlantics is just more elegant. Before we get to number 1, here's some honorable mentions. LSWR 415 class, very elegant Victorian tank engine, love it. Caledonian Railway 944 class, only Caledonian Pacific, and it's a tank engine, love it. 4700 class Night Owls, used to hate them but now I love them, and appreciate for what they are. LNER A2/2, don't understand why everyone hate them. Thompson Pacifics is the best, Peppercorn Pacifics sucks. Caledonian Railway 55 class, 462 goods engine with inside cylinders. Need I say more? LMS Princess Royals. It just would be unfair to not mention my favorite LMS built engine. LBSCR i3. Basically i2 but slightly more successful. 2221 class county tanks. Basically tank engine version of the 3800, but that's what I like about them. And that's bring us to number 1. My absolute favorite engine. You have no idea what this engine is. You'll be so surprised. Oh, I couldn't even imagine how surprised you would be. And so, my favorite locomotive of 2025 is... yeah, it's the schools class.